Hey everybody, welcome to episode 6 of Let's Play Kerbal Space Program First Contract. We're on the 0.24 update, and we'll resume our hardcore Let's Play. Okay, when we last left off, we had successfully returned from a mission to the moon, getting us 300 and some odd points of science. So, we need to start thinking about bigger and better rockets to go to further and further reaches. So I think I'll start getting, that's the skipper, and that is the mainsail. I'm going to pick up the heavier rocketry node, and then I will take a look for some more science. Here's some more sciencey stuff. What about this? This also has some more sciencey stuff. And this has a whole bunch of solar panels and batteries and stuff. Precision engineering allows for a whole lot of cool things. I am not sure what to get. Okay, so I can get one of these, and that would be it. I'd have 10 science left. Alright, we're going to get advanced exploration, which gives us the press mat barometer for 160 science. And that is all we can afford right now. Let's be closing this and heading to the astronaut mission control and see what missions are available. Science data from space around Kerbin. That's a fall over, and basically I can get that tripping over it. No more test flights. There's a rescue mission which is worth a chunk of change. Okay, we have... Ooh, explore Minmas. This one never expires. I'm gonna start Ike. Okay, so we have a few never expires contracts. I think the next one we're going to go for is Minmas. That's actually relatively easy for us to achieve now. And that should actually give us a fair chunk more science that we can use to possibly build a Duna and Ike capable craft. That's a rescue mission. Okay, I think that's going to be it for now. So our two missions are get scientific data from space around Kerbin. That's easy. And then... landing on Minmas. So, let's go into the vehicle assembly bay. If I actually load up Tiger 5, I pretty much don't need to make any changes to this whatsoever. Except I will make one small change. We're going to put on a new scientific experiment. Utility. Or, I'm sorry, science. That one. We will throw on a press mat barometer right there, and that allows us to do some science now that we have scientific instruments, multiple scientific instruments. We're going to bind a hotkey, not that button, the action groups. So these are the action groups. The first time I really used them in my career mode. I'm going to put custom 10 as my science action group. So, I will add a crew report and log pressure data as custom 10. So whenever I hit the 0 key, those two activities will begin immediately, and then I can transmit the results back to Kerbin. This is Tiger 6, and this one is going for Minmas. Save Tiger 6, and we're ready to launch as is. Okay, it is early morning, and we are ready to launch for Minmas. Anyone who has played KSP or seen my previous series will realize that actually reaching Minmas, if you can reach the moon, you can reach Minmas. In fact, Minmas might be a little bit easier because landing on it doesn't take much more energy, hardly at all, much more fuel to actually reach Minmas orbit. And landing on Minmas and getting back from Minmas is really, since its gravity is so small, is really easy and takes a very little bit of fuel. So this rocket is actually over-engineered for that. But, you know, that is what we have. We have tons of cash. We are cash rich right now. We have some 380,000 funds. Yeah, Jebediah Kerman's going to continue his illustrious career heading off to Minmas. So here we go. Rocket engine expired. So we get rid of that stage. And we'll be ditching off these last few couple of boosters in just a moment. There they go. 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. That is good. All right, now we will plan the circularization maneuver, which establishes an orbit, and then we'll do some more science. Something more or less like that. At estimated burn is 1 minute 3 seconds. And it looks like this stage has plenty of juice left. So we'll start off at 32 seconds. Okay, that is going to have to be good enough. What do we got? 75 by 80? Sure. We'll go with that. Once again, the 0 key gives us some science. We'll transmit that. And that is a contract received for another 32,000 funds. Okay, the next step is the burn towards Minmas. So there's Moon. There's Minmas. Set as target. And we do see that the nodes are off by a fair amount. So we need a descending node plane change. Ooh, not that much. There we go. And then the next step is going to be the actual Minmas, the ejection burn from Kerbin to reach Minmas. About like that, and it looks like we should wheel this back to there. All right, we are a mere few seconds away from this burn. We'll go ahead and kick it up here in right now. Got a 20-second plane change maneuver. Still got a fair bit of fuel in this stage. Okay, that takes care of that. We'll double check the numbers. Looks good. And we are now a minute and 35 seconds away from the next burn, which is our Minmas orbital insertion burn. And we're just going to time warp a little bit to get to T-minus 30-ish and hit the throttle. So here we are, this stage doing its work, getting us on the way towards Minmas. And there it goes. So this burn's still going to be a minute 10 seconds since this rocket motor is considerably lighter. Has not nearly as much thrust. It's got good, a really good specific impulse, so that's why I'm using it. Okay, 20 seconds left on the burn. Let's head over to the map and watch our actuals here. Turn it this way so it's a little easier to see. There was a flyby moon encounter. Okay, that is something approaching a Minmas orbit. Let's see if we can't get this velocity vector a little bit tighter, just because we know that any little bit makes a difference. That's as close as we're going to get, and we do have an encounter out here with Minmas. Alright, we have just crossed over into Minmas' sphere of influence. So I need to make myself a maneuver that will actually get us closer to something approaching an orbit. So I'm going to burn sideways here. Get this periapsis down to, I don't know, 20 kilometers. Sounds good. And I'm just using that as a frame of reference. I don't really need it anymore. Now I'm going to point the right direction and fly this by hand, really. So I face this way. Get rid of this. And then punch up the thrusters to pull this orbit in. And we'll get this periapsis down to about 20K. There's 100K, 50. All right, a little bit of light thrust here. And that is good enough. Change our focus to Minmas. I should also thrust south, actually, to modify my plane. I'm going to get this more on the equatorial plane. That'll work. 15 kilometers. Okay, we are going to, well, one thing we should do is right here, grab a battery of science. Crew report while in space. Hi over Minmas. Looking at the surface of Minmas reminds you of a favorite childhood dessert. You are tempted to taste the surface, so we're going to transmit that back. We've got solar power, so we should have no problem. There we got a little bit of money for that. Let's get our solar panel charging up. Okay, now it is also time for Jeb to give us an EVA. So, while he's out here in space high over Minmas, EVA report while in space high over Minmas. We'll keep that. And we can now go to the antenna, transmit that back as well. Okay. Add a maneuver to get us into orbit around Minmas. So I know my periapsis is about 15 kilometers. So something more or less roughly a little bit like that. Get us facing the right direction here. And the next time I'll probably talk to everybody is at this maneuver. Okay, we are at T-minus 45. We're going to start this burn at 18 seconds, T-minus 18. And I'm doing it from the map since we're on the dark side of Minmas. There's a whole lot to look at as far as our ship is concerned. So we'll just hang tight for a few seconds here until we're ready to do this orbital insertion. 20, 19, 18, throttle up. Okay, let's back off the throttle a bit here and get this as close to good as we can. There we go. So we are now in orbit around Minmas. Crew report while in space near Minmas. The lake beds seem relatively flat. Perhaps we could land there. Sure, why not? And we will just keep an eye out for some interesting places as we orbit Minmas to do EVA reports. Get an EVA report. You've recorded your observations about the situation. This is above Minmas' slopes. EVA report above Minmas' lowlands. This is above one of the lakes. Just above Minmas' greater flats. Okay, we're in the sunlight now. We should be able to get ourselves oriented to take advantage of the sunlight and do some transmission of all of our data. Let's find that antenna. There it is, that thing. Transmit what we've got so far. Zoom in, EVA report. Minmas' Great Flats. And an EVA report here. The Midlands, okay. While we have the power for it and everything, we'll send back what we have. And we should think about a landing spot. So it looks like right in here ought to be pretty good. Alright, we're going to aim for landing in this dry lake bed here. I want to kind of dodge that mountain though, so we're going to do this. Minmas' gravity is so low that we can just sort of twist this around and do whatever we want with it. Okay, now we do this. We go add a maneuver and find out what it takes to bring us to a complete stop, more or less, right at the surface. And it's a 28-second burn, so when we reach that point at 28 seconds, that's when we'll T-minus 28, we'll go ahead and throttle up and get ready to land in that dry lake bed. Alright, we're about 30 seconds away from when I need to burn, so I just need to make sure that my spaceship is more or less behaving like I would expect. Let's cycle out the landing gear and get ready for this burn. We're going to start it at T-minus... Oh, now I've done it. Okay, 40, 39, 38, 37, 36... 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28. I can't believe it deleted that node before I even got there. So we are now coming in for landing here, just slowing down our surface speed. And I'm pointing right at the retrograde marker. Until I come to a stop, more or less. Alright. Now we should be ready for a nice, soft touchdown over Minmas. Okay, I'm just slowing myself down a little bit here. Getting myself under 10 meters per second descent rate. And let's go in the vehicle, and we can use our instruments here to land us the rest of the way. Crossing 400 meters, down at 10. $300 down at 7. Down at 4. 200 meters. Down at 4. $150 down at 3. $100 down at 3.5. $50 down at 4. Throttle up a little bit here. Any second now. Bingo. Touchdown. Oops. V. There we go. And there we go. Landed on the Minmas lake bed. Crew report from the Great Flats. Transmit that back. Okay. Let's let go, get our jetpack going. Whoa! No more jetpack required. And here we are on one of the dry lake beds around Minmas. Oh yeah, got a whole bunch of contracts completed. We successfully explored Minmas. We transmit and recover data from the surface of Minmas, and we landed on Minmas. So that contract is all done. Both of those contracts are done. Let's plant a flag. Grab our surface sample. Oops. Jeb was here. First try. Keep that data. And an EVA report. Okay. We are going to be able to grab surface samples from everywhere. Oh yeah, I forgot. We have these guys. Oh, I need to be in the ship to do that. That's right. Derp to derp. Whoa, flying too high. Up a little bit. There we go. Grab. On board we go. We will get a materials-based study from this particular place. And a mystery goo from this particular place. And then we're going to go find another spot to land. Well, I think we should head west. We have gobs and gobs and gobs and gobs and gobs of fuel, so we're just going to do a whole bunch of landings on here. And repeat experiments and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Alright. Landing spot number 2. Heading up. Heading west. And that is going to be it for episode 6. Next week on episode 7, we'll continue our exploration of Minmas with all these different landing spots and then return home. So until then, keep flying and stay shiny.